Hi guys, welcome to CA Inter Financial Management MCQs. I'm CA Anuj Jalota, bringing you all the MCQs that are possible in CA Inter Financial Management with detailed explanation and examples of everything that is possible. We are doing our work for the benefit of the students, and that is why on every Saturday, Sunday for CA Inter Costing, we are coming out with complete lectures. These lectures do ensure that a student can be getting 90 plus. Not only you get a free colored book, a soft copy, you also get all the lectures, you get rankings of every question, you get the summaries of every question. If you are really honest in studies, then you do not have to pay a single thing. And entire costing is always taught, and FM also, to be honest, without a single formula ever. Most of the students who have been rankers in past, they all have studied costing from us. So ensure that in case you want the most logical explanation, you are watching all these lectures that are coming on Saturday, Sunday. First, these lectures are coming in English and Hindi mix. Once that is done, they'll be completely coming in English language. Okay. Let's start it off for today. As a matter of self-imposed financial discipline, can there be a situation of zero working capital nowadays? In some professionally managed organizations, zero working capital means current assets minus current liabilities, that is your working capital, will be zero. Okay. So they are saying in these days, in the professionally managed organizations, can there be a situation of zero working capital? Do remember that zero working capital situation will also mean your current ratio is 1. That it's quite an alarming situation. Okay, so then 4 options: yes, okay, no, okay, impossible, and lastly cannot be saying. So in case you know the answer, time for you all to be commenting. Okay, now see, I'll give you a lot of examples as such, whereby companies are very big. You must be knowing about all these companies, but they have faced working capital crisis. Let's start it off. My first example is of Tata's. TCS, one of the largest companies in India, one of the components of Nifty 50 also, if you all understand what I mean. Now, TCS was professionally managed under the leadership of FC Kohli, known also as a father of Indian IT industry. But in early days, it always faced a problem of working capital. Why? Because our debtors were not paying us the money, but we had to pay our suppliers the money. So automatically current assets were shrinking, current liabilities as such were increasing. So therefore there was a situation of almost zero working capital. One example whereby a professionally managed company still faced a problem of working capital. India's biggest bank, HDFC. Mr. Aditya Puri, who superheaded the bank from its inception. Now, in the beginning, again, it suffered working capital crisis. It did not have enough money to build the infrastructure and try to do the OPEX. OPEX is also called as operational expenditure. You have two types of capital. You have two types of expenditures. One of them is called as CAPEX, that is the capital expenditure. Other of them is OPEX. In the beginning years, because the banks were quite new at that time, the private sector banks were evolving. Okay, they all faced a huge problem. Then India is one of the oldest and one of the most successful companies, Asian Paints. Now, obviously, now it is given huge amount of competition by Birlas. Now, Asian Paints, from the founding, it was becoming very difficult, at least in the beginning. One of the reasons for that, it was the seasonal nature of the business. Okay. So therefore, the inflows were not coming, but the outflows were still going, because one of the materials that is there is a crude oil. The companies still have to be paying for that particular thing and other materials also. So the liabilities were increasing, but the current assets were not enough to support the current liabilities. So therefore, in beginning, they all face huge issues. All of them are professionally managed companies, but still face the problems. Okay. Obviously, over a period of time, companies involve. Over a period of time, the companies do evolve. But then there are times wherever the working capital situations become slightly negative. Okay. One last example is our homegrown company, that is Indian Oil, owned by the government of India. Now, they appointed all the professionals who had huge experience in oil and gas industry. But then it faced severe working capital issues. In fact, it was to such an extent that even the salaries were delayed. And one of the reasons for that was that the basic raw material for them is crude oil, for which you had to be paying, might be in advance also. But the payment that was coming to us was delayed. That resulted in the working capital situation becoming very bad. So, like, it can happen that even if a company is a professionally managed company, at that time, there could be a situation of working capital. What I'll be saying more, like, that a company as big as, say, Byju's, it doesn't have the money to be paying the salaries. There are so many employees who have just left that company, okay, because they were not getting the salaries also. So, yes, that particular thing is possible. My aim is not only to get you all marks, it is give you to, like, proper kind of knowledge that you can try to retain for the entire life. Okay. Join us for more such videos. It always helps you to develop and to know whatever is happening across the entire globe. I'll see you all next time in another question. Till then, take care. Bye.